Hello everybody, my name is Starrapter. Welcome to the channel. This is my spoiler-free review for Venom, Let There Be Carnage, directed by Andy Serkis. This is the much-anticipated follow-up to 2018's Venom. Of course, we have Tom Hardy back playing the role of Eddie Brock, aka Venom, but we also have newcomer to the franchise of Marvel, and that is Woody Harrelson playing the character of Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage, the big villain, as we know in the comics, for Venom. Even though Venom is an anti-hero, he is treated more like a hero in this specific story. So this story is really about that relationship between Eddie Brock and, of course, Venom, and how they have been living ever since the events of the original Venom in 2018. Of course, they come across this character of Cletus Cassidy because we know Eddie Brock is a reporter, and Cletus Cassidy is a big-time serial killer in jail, and he's reporting on Eddie Brock is basically the only person that can kind of get information out of Cletus Cassidy for whatever reason. Cletus Cassidy kind of has this sort of bond with Eddie Brock for some reason. And of course, by the end of this movie, there's a big battle between Carnage and between Venom, as we've seen in the trailers. So getting into the good for Venom Let There Be Carnage, I will say the CGI looks great. Of course, when I found out that this was directed by Andy Serkis, who has done amazing things with CGI, of course, with Gollum and then with the character in Planet of the Apes. So he's really good when it comes to doing this sort of movie. So I figured this was going to be a perfect kind of collaboration, since he's basically dealing with two giant CGI characters for the majority of this entire movie. So it looks great there. Nothing looks out of place. I think Eddie and Venom's relationship is great, right? Because there's a little bit of a falling out about halfway through the movie without getting too into spoilers. And I do like how they get into the psyche of Eddie Brock. They get into what motivates Venom and see how both of these characters tick before coming together. I also really do like the characterization of Carnage and Cletus Cassidy, played by Woody Harrelson. Just the way he's very creepy. He's got like this kind of like cult kind of vibe, the way he sounds and the way his speech pattern is, the way he speaks. Very interesting there. That's where really the good stops for me when it comes to Venom Let There Be Carnage, because unfortunately there's quite a bit of negatives I have related to this movie. First off, I just feel like compared to the first movie, there was like a lack of spectacle for me. Like the first movie, I remember in that many trailers of him on the motorcycle, you know, riding through San Francisco causing havoc. Yeah, there was a lot of beat 'em up scenes in this movie, but there wasn't anything that stood out from an action point of view. Also, this movie's very quick, very brisk at 90 minutes, and I do feel like for most movies, hey, that's a good thing. But in the case of Venom Let There Be Carnage, we start off with very, very little in terms of exposition, and I don't really understand this relationship or this bond that somehow Cletus and Eddie Brock share. It just gets right into everything, and it's just kind of leaves you in the dust if you're not really paying attention a whole lot. And I was paying attention, mind you, but it just seems like it was, they could have spent more time there for sure. I feel like in general the problem I'm having with both these Venom movies is, yes, Venom in the comics is basically an anti-hero, and the way they are shaping his character in these two Venom movies is being almost like the hero of the story. Yes, he doesn't really kill people like we expect him to, but he comes close. But I just feel like the trajectory for his character going forward into the future, I'm going to be very cautiously, you know, just figuring out what the heck he's doing, because it's just, for me right now, I wanted him to be a little bit more menacing from what I know from the comics. I want him to be a little bit more threatening. And right now, it's almost like a comedy hour. And I don't know how I really feel about that, other than maybe a little bit disappointed. Also, there's an after credit scene that has really nothing to do with the 90-minute film. So, and it's a really good after credit scene, although it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I feel like for a lot of people, from what I've heard so far, is, yeah, you know, I waited through a 90-minute movie that was okay just to get a really good after credit scene. That, and I thought it just didn't have a lot to do with the original film, so I don't know if that was tacked on after the fact or what happened with that, but I feel like, again, like there was a little bit disjointedness to that compared to everything else. So with that being said, I got to give Venom Let There Be Carnage a score of a 6.0 out of 10. I will say I enjoyed the original film better. I mean, if you enjoyed the original film, I know a lot of people that actually enjoyed the sequel more than the original film. But, you know, if you're a fan of Venom, go see it. If you didn't really like the original Venom, you're probably not going to like this one a whole lot, so you might want to just watch this one at home or something. I think it's all right. I don't think it's good or great. A little bit let down by this one, to be honest with you, but I am interested to see the future of this character in general. So that's going to do it for my review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. But what did you guys think about this movie? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Marvel and everything else related to that, make sure you go ahead and stick on to this channel and subscribe, because that's where I'm going to have everything else up in the future when it comes to the future movies like Eternals and Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.